Hi guys, so it's my birthday month and I just spent over $100 to get these two Transformers, Alternity Transformers. Now these were never released in America. These are Japanese only toys, so we got Megatron and we got Bumblebee. But before we talk about that, we're going to talk about why Transformers is so cool. First of all, you get a robot. You you can get a toy car, or you can get a toy gun if you want. But basically, it's a 2-for-1 toy. And the other thing is kind of like a magical puzzle where you're trying to figure out how to get from the car mode to the robot, and that's also really cool. And plus, I think Transformers are just cool. Anyway, before we talk about the Alternity series, we have to talk about Alternators and Binaltech, which came before this line. Now, this line, the toy cars are a little smaller. Compared to the Alternators, which were massive, this is almost twice as large as a Alternity figure. So yeah, let's talk about Alternators. So the Alternator series is basically Hasbro's version of in Japan they wanted to make realistic cars. These are 1/24 scale, so these are actual cars, actual vehicles. But because Hasbro tried to keep the cost down in America, all the die-casts were taken out and replaced with plastic. And if they can make the car cheaper, definitely do that, because obviously consumers are going to be the one ultimately buying these, and nobody wants to pay $100 for these figures. So to keep the cost down, Hasbro made some sacrifices. So, but if you're a hardcore fan, you definitely need to get the Japanese version, which are made of die cast and stuff like that. And the other thing is the wheels are going to be correct on the American side, while the Japanese version, the steering wheel is going to be on the right side. Anyway, so what makes these Alternator unique is, they're like cars. You can open up the doors. You can see the steering wheel. You can see the seats. You can open up the engine. So this is my very first Alternator, by the way. So I bought this at Kmart. And then you can see the engine. Now, what's cool is the engine is actually the gun. If you can pull, I can't pull it out now, but this is his gun. Alright, yeah, the trunk sort of opens up. We can see a smoke screen as a sports car. Wheels are rubberized, no cheap, like plastic wheels like current generation Transformers. These are rubber. And the coolest thing about the first few Transformers is that these wheels, if you turn it, it pushes this thing so that the other wheels will turn as well. So you can have steering wheel action. That's really cool. That's something that I've never seen done in, a transforming car. Now the problem. We'll talk about the problem. Transforming this guy is incredibly difficult. It's not made for kids, so you need to be an adult who can understand the complexity of transforming this into a robot. The other thing is, because they're based on real cars, the actual robot don't look as good, in my opinion. They look interesting, but obviously the cars are the real, the real reason why you have these alternators. Alright, so I'm going to go over the alternators I do have. I am missing about 7 alternators, but I feel that's fine, because most of the ones I'm missing are just repaints of the same vehicles, really. So I really don't feel that bad. So this is Smokescreen. This is the first alternator. Next we have Sideswipe. He does actually have this thing over the roof. I think I took it off and then I just forgot to put it back in. But so you can see on his this is Sideswipe, and like all the alternators, you can pop the hood. Oh my gosh! There we go. And it's hollow right there because I'm missing his gun, his engine. Whoops. I really need to take care of my toys better. Doors open up. If you were to look at this, really, you would know this was a Transformer. This looks like a toy car. I mean, obviously this Autobot symbol kind of gives it away, but this is a Transformer. It's pretty awesome. Next we have Silver Streak. I call him Silver Streak. I think some people call him Blue Streak, but I think he's Silver Streak because he looks silver. So on the back it just says Streak actually. Or it does say Silver Streak. Yeah, in the cartoon they called him Blue Streak for some reason, but he's to me he's always been Silver Streak. To me, in fact, actually, here's the Gen 1, or at least a reissue of Silver Streak. Yeah, I mean, obviously this is based on a different car. Yeah, so that's Silver Streak. Next we have Hal. He is a Jeep. Yay. So this is cool. Now his gun is actually stored in his tires. It's been a while since I took these guys out, so I don't... Oh my god. Sorry about that. There is his gun. So that's really... You can store his gun in there. And his spare wheel. Okay, alternator, doors open up. There is the tire, the wheel. He rolls really good. Let's see what his trunks look like. His hood. Look at those. Look at that engine. Yeah, I'm gonna say like current Transformer just pales in comparison to these alternators. I mean, look at this sports Jeep Wrangler. I mean, this is a perfect like. I mean, this is how it should be. Look at this. This is just amazing. Now the Hasbro did actually get licensing from Wrangler to use their likeness of the you know, cars and name and everything. And so on top of paying the licensing thing, and then and these are pretty big scale. I mean, comparably much bigger than, I guess they're kind of like, I think they're about the same size as what you would consider masterpiece Transformer. They're much larger than a deluxe figure, so I guess, I don't know. They're big. And when these came out, they're like $40 or, you know, $50. Now, at the time that it came out, that is like $1 million because no kid's gonna have that much money to spend on toy cars or Transformers. So I believe they didn't sell really well, and that's a guess because even if they did sell well, why discontinue the line after like 2 or 3 years? It's because they couldn't sell these in stores. In fact, actually, I saw basically the same Alternator figure in a retail store for like over like 6 or 7 months in the same. It just did not move, and of course I was buying them, but that's you know, I love these things. So okay, next we have Dead End. I think this is Dead End. No, this is Ravage. Sorry. This is Dead End. Yep, Dead End on his license plate. This is a Decepticon, and this is a Dodge Viper. And I don't really know much about cars, but the Dodge Viper looks really cool to me. I mean, this is like almost like a sporty car. So let's take a look at its engine. I am missing its gun. Yeah, this. I'm gonna be transforming some of them later. We have Tracks next. Is this Tracks? Who is this? No, this is Discharger. Okay, I might be missing Tracks. That's interesting. I thought I had him. It's possible I have him, but I just don't. So anyway, we have Jazz next. Jazz is actually my favorite alternator. They call him Meister in Japan, so they just kept the name. But he is my favorite transformer. Now this is the all-white model. There's a red version and a different color version. I wish I owned them, but obviously I don't. I just have this white kind of pearl color. Yeah, so his gun is actually this muffler here. So you take it out and it transforms into a gun. This is such a cool gimmick. So this is like muffler gun or whatever. I just love this guy. So doors. Now the other doors. Man, look at inside. You can see like the seats and stuff. I mean, and he looks really cool. This is a Mazda. Okay, next we have Grimlock, which you know what? I am missing the door on this, and I do have the door somewhere. I just need to find it and then maybe glue it together on here. But this is Grimlock. The cool thing about Grimlock is underneath here he has a sword right here. Me Grimlock is a, what is this car? Looks like there's a horse in the front. This is a Mustang GT. This is a Mustang. And I guess that kind of makes sense for Grimlock. This is like a big car. I don't really love it. Actually, we're missing Swindo, I think. So this is Swindo. It's basically Hound, but colored yellow. Still the Jeep. I'm trying to see if its name is written on here, but it just has the Decepticon logo here. But yeah, this is basically Hound. I think the difference is that he has this like grill thing on it too. That sets him apart from Hound. If you could see Hound's front plate, it is missing this kind of this awesome rim. So I think you can take this off, but since we're at it, let's take a look at Hound. He is a really big guy when he transforms. In fact, actually, he's just ugly, actually. Yeah. Anyway, Swindo is the yellow Jeep. Wind Charger. This is Wind Charger. This is actually pretty cool because he actually does come with an alternate cover, like a rooftop. But I think I took it off and I replaced it with this bit here, so that he has no sunroof. I like it because it kind of sets him apart from this guy here, which is basically the same car, but obviously drastically different because of the yellow color, and then he also has the top compared to this is this open sunroof, and this guy is Decepted Charger. So Wind Charger and Decepted Charger. Two vehicles that's the same, except one is yellow and one is actually they look very different just because of this 4 on here. That really sets it apart. And then the roof as well. Oh, he has a spoiler, which is but yeah, it's the same vehicle though. So it's really cool how drastically different they look. Just, you know, it's the same transformation and everything, but little things like the spoiler, that is so different, so awesome. Anyway, so wheel jack. Where is my wheel jack? I do own a wheel jack. I cannot find him. This is Prowl. Wait, where is my wheel jack? Hang on. Alright, you can take my word that I own a wheel jack. I know because of his head is very unique. I don't know where he is. But anyway, this is Prowl. He's the police car. Same vehicle as the wait a minute. This might be a unique vehicle. Here's his head on the bottom there. I think he shares his body with somebody else. I'm forgetting right now. Inside it's actually a cool blue, and then obviously you get the sirens on the top that makes it a police car. Autobot symbol. It's a really cool vehicle. I actually really love this one. Let's see. We missing. Where's Ravage? Hi, this is Ravage, or RVG, Ravage. Now this is actually Battle Ravage, which this is his head down here. This is, there's two Ravages. There's an exclusive Walmart version called just a regular Ravage that he turns into a panther. This is just a human-like Ravage. I don't own the Walmart version. I actually never knew there was a Walmart version, so I don't know, I don't have it in my collection. I wish I did, because I feel incomplete not knowing that I'm missing out on the Walmart version. But this is Ravage. Shockwave. Alright, this is Shockwave. He, on the back is Shockwave. He actually shared his body with Jazz. So this vehicle here, Jazz, Silver, Jazz and him, they share the same car, same mode, same transformation and everything. Obviously you can tell it's Shockwave because one of his hand is a gun. And this vehicle is really cool. I really love this vehicle because when they turn into the robot mode looks really good as well. I can't say that for all the alternators, but for this particular car, it's a Mazda, I think. Yeah, it's a Mazda. For this particular Mazda car mode, it's spectacular. I really love the robot design and the car as well. The car looks really sleek. Okay, so Prowl, we talk about Skids. Is this Skids? So Skid, yeah, this is Skids. This is a Scion car. It's kind of like decked out a little, but you may have seen these kind of cars on in real life, and it's kind of like a boxy little car. A lot of musicians actually buys these cars because what the back here, they can fit a lot of storage and like guitars and stuff like that. Let's see if this 4 doors open. Yeah, this door does open, so all 4 doors open. It's pretty spacious from the look of it, and then you got all the storage in the back here. I don't know if this opens or not. I don't think it does, just because of the design. Oh wait, it does. Oh my god, I love alternators. This is well, right now you see his feet, but obviously in a real Scion car, it's empty. You can fit a lot of storage and stuff like that in here, and then obviously his trunk also pops open. Oh, that's his head in there. So that's the engine. Man, I love the Alternator series. I really wish Hasbro or Takara would return to form with the series. I know they were very expensive when they came out. You know, we're talking $40–50 for these things, and you know, I wish more people would have supported it. All right. Okay, so I am missing a few figures. I'm missing Sunstreaker. I'm missing Camshaft, Roll Bar, Ricochet, Mirage, Rumble. Rumble was another Walmart exclusive. Oh, one final Alternators I have is this Dodge Viper. This is Optimus Prime. This vehicle is big. I mean, let's compare him to Prowl. Well, they just believe me. This Dodge Ram is pretty big. So yeah, it's a truck. It's also the robot design is so ugly on this thing. Optimus Prime, I really wish I loved this figure more, but Optimus Prime looks terrible in his robot mode. And his truck mode is alright. I mean, it's a real truck. I mean, it's pretty awesome. I love it as a truck, but not so much as a robot, which is a shame, because this was one of the figures I was really looking forward to. I did end up paying, I never found him in stores, by the way. End up ordering him online for, I want to say like $60, 60 or $70, and at the time that was super expensive. But I'm glad to have him. I just wish he had a better robot mode. I'm also missing Rodimus Prime, which is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. So the few I'm missing, I can live without. But I mean, obviously, if I find them for the right price, I definitely would love to add them to my collection. The Alternator series was kind of like my favorite, Transformer. Alright, I'm going to show you some robot mode. I'm not going to transform all of them because they take too long to transform. But this is Smokescreen. He looks fantastic. I really love the robot mode in this guy. Let me set him to stand. They don't always stand really well. But yeah, so this was the first Alternator figure I owned, so it has a special place in my heart. So Smokescreen, and look at all these decals and stuff. That's just awesome. All the details. This is very GT, very decked out, and I'm really glad that this was the first figure they released, because they knocked it out of the park with this one. And we'll take a look at Jazz, which is Jazz is my favorite figure. Whoops, he is just not gonna stand very well. Let me pull this back up. So Jazz is, like I said, he looks great. I mean, let's take a look at his face. Closer look at his face. Yeah, looks so cool. So cool. I'm gonna show him off with Soundwave, which kind of shares the same car. So give me a second while I transform Soundwave. Okay guys, that actually took much longer than I thought, because the Shockwave, his head, I don't know how I did it originally, but it was so hard to get this head to go through the little opening. Anyway, so Shockwave, he does have some light piping, which I'm going to demonstrate here. So you see how his eyes glow once you shine the light through it. So that's really cool. I don't think Jazz has anything like that on him. Kind of wish he did, but for yeah, for for Soundwave, Shockwave, it's really cool that they have that light pipe in through his eyes. Yeah, as you can see from his signature gun, his handgun, it's a really cool figure. Yeah, some of the figures, like I said, don't look so good. For example, Dead End and Wind Charger, I don't think they're particularly great looking. I think the heads are way too big for the body, maybe, and their chest is just kind of ugly. Otherwise, you know, like I said, I still love the alternators. All right, so finally, let's take a look at Bumblebee and Megatron from the Alternity series. Now, this series came right after Alternators, and what happened is in Japan, no one was buying the Alternators, so they decided to reduce costs by shrinking it down. So obviously, like I said, a full Alternator figure is twice as large as this, so they can save the cost by twice as much. And I guess in Japan also, Japanese people like things smaller too, so I think it kind of makes sense for the series. Unfortunately, it didn't last very long. It lasted a year, and then they canceled the line. But what we got out of it is Megatron, which was never introduced in the Alternator series, and then Bumblebee, which we never was introduced in the Alternator series. And the reason why is because Volkswagen and other car companies refused to license out their name because they didn't want to be associated with war toys. And if you know Transformer, they're not war toys. They're just fun Transformers. So anyway, on the side, you see Decepticon, or actually Destrons, and the Cybertron, which I guess are the Autobots. So Destron and Cybertrons. On the back of the packaging, you see the image of the figure. You got head, you got a butt, you got an engine, and you got transformation. Now this is the Sports Swift Volkswagen, and this is the Fairlady Z Nissan. So obviously Volkswagen gave the permission eventually to produce a Bumblebee version. Alright, I like the packaging actually. I think it's really cool. It's really too bad they never released these in America. I would have loved to collect these in America. Anyway. Alright, so we got the Fairlady Z and then the Swift. Now, this is the third Megatron we got. This is a black Megatron. The first one was silver, and the second one was blue. But the third one is black, and I like him in black, but I kind of wish I got the silver one. I eventually will buy the silver one. It's just a matter of time, really. I might also try to get Starscream. Anyway, transforming these are pretty interesting. You have swords, and then this might take oh, by the way, like alternators, you can pop out the doors, pop out the engine. Oh my god, the engine. There we go. There's the engine. Pop out. Look at that engine. That's actually his guns. Pop out the trunk, the door, all four doors. Alright, the Fairlady only has two doors, so I think it does have a trunk. I wonder if his trunk opens. Oh no, it doesn't. It's because it's part of the transformation. the transformation. I'm gonna kind of figure this out. Wow, I had to transform a Bumblebee off camera because he was actually really hard to get out, especially his feet. I couldn't figure out how to move his feet out. And then just this top part here, this thing's come down, and then so he kind of has a big chest here, and then the rest of it gets flopped in the back. But yeah, he was pretty hard to transform. As you can see, they don't really scale very well. I mean, he looks like the same size as Megatron. I wish Megatron was a little bigger just because he's more intimidating. But, you know, it is what it is. I do like the Alternity line. It's just that the figures are a little small and they're also very expensive. It's like the same price for a smaller version of the Alternators. Of course, having said that, I am probably going to pick up some more figures in this line. Like I said, they're from Japan and they've never released them in America, so all the instructions are in Japanese. If you don't mind that, you know, great. But otherwise, let's see how Bumblebee compares to the original Bumblebee, which is a very small. So we can transform him real quick. See, pop out his head there. His feet comes. Oh my gosh! I think I just broke it. Anyway, boy. Okay, his feet, his arms. Man, I should have pre-transformed him. And there is Bumblebee. And then, so yeah. Let's take a look at Megatron, who is actually a gun. Okay, then how do you close up? There we go. Okay, just take this up. And make another Megatron. So, upper hand. This thing. Let's see. This actually goes up. There you go. Alright, so the iconic Megatron, his hand cannon is actually a scope. The reason why he has a helmet head is because this is the butt of the gun. And then basically the original Megatron doesn't really look all that much like the cartoon series, but obviously you know, it doesn't look like this. Obviously the years later, Hasbro has never released Megatron in its original gun mode, which is this mode here, because it's very dangerous for kids. You can't take this realistic looking gun to the playground with other kids because I mean, and plus, you know, you get shot by just playing around with these toy guns. This is a replica of a Walter P38. So yeah, it's not I don't know what the Takara or Hasbro was thinking selling this product to a kid. It's really irresponsible. But anyway, since then they've never released him as a gun. They've always made Megatron as a tank, as seen in the Earthrise, who they tried to replicate his look from as the original gun, including his hand cannon and stuff. But I've always liked him as a gun. I think it's more dangerous anyway. But yeah, you can't take this to the airport. This will get you arrested. I mean, but it's such an awesome toy. I mean, okay guys, so addendum. I realize I do own Wheeljack. This is what he looks like. I only realized after I transform him. His transformation is terrible. Nothing worked for him, and then his wheels missing, and then things kept popping out. So I am missing Grimlock, which I think it's based on the same car though, but it's silver. Alright, so here's Wind Charger in his robot mode. Skid is probably terrible in his robot mode. Shockwave is pretty good. There's Ravage, or Battle Ravage. He actually looks pretty good. I don't want to own the other Ravage, of course. There's Optimus Prime. Oh god, he's terrible. Bumblebee. Prow. Is that Wind Charger? And then Megatron. Here's Dead End. Smoke screen. See, his head is actually very samurai-like. Same car. His head. And we have here Hound. I didn't transform the others, but you get the idea. They all look very similar, if not the same. Like I said, my favorite is this car, because the robot mode looks really good. Pro is actually pretty good too. And Ravage, of course, looks pretty awesome with its panther head or whatever. But yeah, so the Alternity line, I'm definitely interested in getting more, but of course they don't really scale that well with the alternators. I think eventually I do want to complete my alternator set, and maybe even look into getting the Japanese stuff, because those are made at diecast, and I can tell playing with these, the plastic tend to break off easily, like things get pulled off really easily, especially on ball joints. With the diecast, I feel that's gonna last a little longer. Alright, thanks for watching.